Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
This is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live. Who needs Raw?
What's up? It's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you are watching Going In Raw.
Oh, baby, I like it raw. Oh, baby, I like it raw. And you are tuned in to Going In Raw right now. How you doing?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw, the 100th episode, Larson. This is the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson. Also available at iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, soundcloud.com/Steven Larson, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, anywhere podcasts can be found. You can find this podcast, but we like doing it right here at the YouTube because you get to see us, you get to interact a little bit.
Yeah, on YouTube we can do cool stuff like the intro we just did.
That's right, exactly. We do video questions as well that you can see and not just hear. So Patrick Sparks, you can see what little Patrick Sparks looks like. I think he looks like a kid version of Baron Corbin. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Talking Smack last night.
Oh, really?
Not Patrick Sparks.
Oh, okay. See, that's
Baron Corbin.
I thought you meant.
He was so salty, too. He's always so salty. And I honestly think that Talking Smack is around just so Daniel Bryan can try to throw people off their character, off their game. Because he asks them the silliest things sometimes.
That's funny.
Like with Alexa Bliss, he said, "Do you think Naomi can jump higher than you?" But she handled it like a pro. She was great. Baron Corbin, he was doing his typical, like, you know, it's like his microphone was barely even pointed towards his face.
So he's just being apathetic.
Which I'm not sure if that's like character or not character. I'm just not sure.
Well, that's his thing. He doesn't care.
Do you think he puts a lot of work and detail into his not caring character?
What do you think?
No. All right.
Should we reminisce for a second about our 100th episode? Because, I mean, I guess it's a milestone. It is.
It is a milestone. All right. I like that idea.
Do we want to be sentimental right now, or do we just want to get right into it?
Are you ever sentimental?
At times.
At times? Here on the show with me?
Never.
You ever sentimental with me?
No.
I've gotten sentimental with you a couple times. Sometimes. So wait a second. You're saying that when, for example, we were out there interviewing actual WWE wrestlers.
Yeah.
You didn't look around and be like, this is really a cool moment.
No, yeah, I did that.
A little sentimental right
I mean,
there, right?
how could you not do that?
How did this start? Dan, Nerd Cubed. We were doing a collaboration video with him.
Yeah.
On 10 for the Win.
Yeah.
And we started talking, and he was like, somehow, some way, the subject got to
I
wrestling.
don't remember how wrestling got brought up, but it did, and we spent, about an hour and a half talking about wrestling?
Yeah, about that.
Something like
yeah.
that.
And I said, it was me,
okay.
Steve here, said, this sounds like a wrestling podcast already. We should do something.
And we did.
And he said he just wants to talk about wrestling because he don't have anybody else to talk wrestling about.
Yeah.
And so we did, and it was a monthly thing. Well,
yeah.
you know, but even preceding that, we had the Tree of Woe.
Yeah, going back, yeah.
Which was you, me, Hilton Chongo, sometimes my wife Lacey. And we did a wrestling podcast, which ended up bloating to like 3 hours per episode.
It's because it wasn't just wrestling. Wrestling actually, towards the end especially, only took about 10-15% of it. Because there was space news and
we did space news. That's right.
Segments.
That's right.
Usually, it end up talking about how you wanted to live forever.
Yeah.
Because
the transhumanism.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
Yeah, you were really into that.
Yeah. So we started doing these monthly pay-per-view specific. That's why the name Going In Raw was because
they went up the Monday after pay-per-view.
It was always supposed to go up the Monday after a pay-per-view, but leading into Raw. But like at a certain point, like it was just too. I think like they started going up during Raw, and so and our numbers were just shit, and so I was like, this really needs to be like a Raw recap show. Yeah, like let's just.
Well, at a certain point too, we were doing it like they were going up Thursday or something like that. I don't know why. Or Friday, I don't remember.
It was a long road to get where we are. It was a really long road, and so eventually we decided, hey, let's do these every week to do to Going In Raw every week, and then we would still do them on Mondays to get them going into Raw to stay true to the name.
Yeah.
But then we were like, well, why are we doing that? Let's get them up on like Thursdays, I think, because at least that way we'll have a little bit of a window to do them in.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, why aren't we just doing these on Tuesdays and being the Raw recap shows? Because everybody wanted that. And then, but the name just sort of stuck. It's like, well,
the name now doesn't make any sense.
We already have the name.
The name doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make a lick of sense now. Now it just sounds gross. So that was the genesis of going wrong. And then eventually, back in, I don't know, when was it?
March.
About March? Is that when we said, wait, no, that's when we started doing weekly.
No. We did weekly before that. March is when
a while ago.
March is when we said, okay, we're going to make this our focus.
Yeah.
We're going to be a wrestling channel.
We decided to change focus. Pretty ballsy move. It's like Hogan going heel. Pretty ballsy move to change our entire channel from a very weak, crappy gaming channel.
I wouldn't say
to all pro wrestling.
It wasn't quite as dramatic a shift as the Hogan heel turn because we were already doing wrestling content prior to the change in focus.
Yeah.
So it wasn't quite as dramatic.
Yeah. But we decided to stop doing gaming stuff.
Yeah, that was the right call.
Yeah, that was definitely, instead of being like a small fish in a huge, massive sea of other much bigger fish, we decided to become just regular fish in a much smaller fish that we sort of that we sort of know more about.
Yeah,
that was our thing. It's like, you know what, we know the most about pro wrestling, so why we know more. We know more about pro wrestling than we do gaming. Not we know the most about pro wrestling than anybody. I think we're pretty high up there. I know, like all the corrections we get in our top list show, which still needs a name, by the way.
Yeah, well, I think we base most of our knowledge on that show from documentaries we've watched.
Sure.
And then the wrestling trivia game I have.
Yeah, we need to get back on that so we can sharpen our skills. And these days,
my skills don't need to be sharpened, man. I win every time.
The good thing is, whenever we have to do research for one of our top list shows, I end up learning a lot more because then you inevitably go off into some black hole of like other stuff. You know? Yeah. Like I found out just yesterday, there was a Jack Swagger Sr.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that Awesome Kong was a name before Awesome Kong from TNA. That was just some big fat dude in Jerry Jarrett's territory. So yeah, learn new stuff all the time. Yeah. So anyways, it's been really interesting since March, since we decided to dedicate the channel exclusively to Going in Raw content. Yeah. How things have really turned around for us. Like our Patreon, thanks to you guys out there, patreon.com/Steven Larson. If you want to support the show, we got a brand new camera thanks to you guys. So there's no more white. We have like a big old burning white pixel over here on your. Oh, look at that little earthquake going on. Over there on Larson, we were able to get rid of that via new camera. Yeah. Fancy pants. We got my favorite, even better than the new camera. My favorite thing is these chairs. Yeah. Yours is squeaky right now. Do I have a squeaky chair? Do you have a squeaky chair? I think mine is squeaky chair. No, it's not the squeaky.
I think it's gone beyond squeaky to being on the verge of falling apart.
No, that's okay. I broke a chair the other day. I did. It was like my little vanity I got going on in my bedroom. Yeah. I broke that. Sat on it, broke it. My fat ass. Anyways. Patreon.com/Steven Larson. You guys can watch this every single week for like a $5 a month pledge.
Oh, the live stream, you mean?
The live stream. We do one of these every week. And then at $1 a month, you can just watch it once a month.
But since this is the 100th episode, it's a celebration.
We gave it to everybody.
Everybody gets to see it today.
It's a celebration. That's right, absolutely. But we should probably talk about pro wrestling. Before we talk about SmackDown, want to talk about Paige really quick?
I guess we could. It's going to spoil our Machinima recap.
Well, I think that's one audience, and we have our audience here. We can talk about her for a little bit.
Paige isn't leaving.
Paige apparently is not quitting. She's not leaving. So, that's happening.
She confirmed that just like an hour ago on Twitter.
Yeah. So, she apparently couldn't wiggle out of her contract. Because apparently that was what she was trying to do.
Well, those were the rumors.
That's what Front Row Brian said.
Those were the rumors.
Yeah, on Twitter. But she says, no, I'm going to stay around. I'm going to wait till I'm healed up from my injury. I can't wait to make a return. And on our Machinima recap show, which you guys can check out tonight, we speculate as to what that means for her future in the women's division on Raw, because that's the brand that she's on.
Yes.
So, yeah, she's going to be there till 2019. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, anyways, moving on.
Yes.
Did you send me show notes?
I did.
Oh, look at that. You sent me notes. Good job. Well done. All right. SmackDown was last night. We don't have like a stinger for SmackDown.
No.
Smack. What? I don't know what to do.
Yeah, nothing feels right.
Nothing feels right.
So we'll think about it.
Yeah, we'll think about that one.
So AJ Styles, the new world champ.
The new world title champion holder. Did you notice that everybody kept on flubbing it? They kept on calling it the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
That's what it actually says on the belt. They had a close-up of it last night. It says WWE Heavyweight Champion on it.
Yeah, but it's always said that.
I know.
So it's the proper look. I'm not debating. It's the proper thing to call it.
No, I know, but everybody else calls it different things. I know. They should just call it what it says on the belt.
I agree. I mean, look, the WWE Universal do you think it should be the Universal Heavyweight Championship? I think it should be. Add heavyweight in there, especially now that Kevin Owens has it.
No, I think it should just be Universal.
AJ comes out. He says,
he's the champ that runs the camp.
That's right. I hope every week he comes out with a new rhyme. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Anyways, as he's delivering his promo, which is really good, because that's right. I love when he said, I said I was going to do it, and I did it. If I say the sky is green, don't look out your window. Just believe me.
Yeah. These lips don't lie.
These lips don't lie. That's right.
It was great.
His promo was interrupted by John Cena, who comes down and says, AJ, you got something of mine. And he says, oh, okay.
Well, it takes off the
which bummed me out because
that
was the end of the Bomber Tenenbaum look.
Yeah.
That bummed me out. Threw it at Cena. Cena said, no. I'm John Cena. I am going to have another title reign because the higher-ups have said that. So I want that title.
But he brought up Ric Flair and said to be the man, you got to beat the man.
I love that, yeah.
Brought up Flair's record number of title wins,
right,
and said that he wants to be in that conversation.
Absolutely.
He wants to tie Ric Flair.
He already is, anyways.
But, no, I know.
But no, I think I asked you this off cam yesterday. He said he really wants to tie Ric Flair. I know that's his goal right now, and obviously when he ties Ric Flair, I will almost guarantee the WWE will mandate him beat Ric Flair's record.
Probably.
I would love it, though, if they just had him tie it, because Ric Flair really is the greatest of all time. You know, I mean, a case could be made for so many other people, but Ric fucking Flair.
To think about his schedule when he had the belt, where he's doing 8 shows a week, 6 or 7 days a week.
Yeah.
Wrestling 1-hour draws most of the time.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Selling out everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Going to all the territories and making their top guy look strong.
Yeah. He was hot, man. He was the in my estimation, it was Flair. I know Hogan and Vince brought wrestling to prominence in the mainstream, but Ric Flair.
It's interesting when you talk to or hear other wrestlers talk about their favorites growing up. Yeah. It seems like more often than not, the people who actually end up being wrestlers were Flair fans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that was interesting. I would love for him to go in and just like tie the record and then like retire or whatever. But the WWE wants that record, so they're going to get it, you know. And Cena's the guy to get it, you know. I mean, Cena should be the guy to get it. It'd be great if Triple H booked himself like 4 more title runs.
Or he gave Randy Orton 5 more.
Yeah. Really? Was he that many times?
He's had it 12 times.
My goodness gracious. Yeah, exactly. Let's see here. So he comes out, then Dean Ambrose comes out, to which, and he says, you know, you kicked me in the balls, you cheated, you know, boo-hoo. John Cena unleashes on Dean Ambrose. Says, Stone Cold was right. You're resting on your laurels. You're talking about kicking people in the balls. Well, you don't have any balls. He was going hard on Dean Ambrose.
Well, then Ambrose, you know, responded. Let's call him a part-timer, saying he can't cut it anymore, and that he belongs on Good Morning America as opposed to in the ring with AJ and Dean.
I do happen to think that Dean probably wanted Cena to fire as much as he could at him so that he could respond in kind and not leave anything on the table.
And I think that's what SmackDown's doing really well, is blurring the lines between work and shoot.
Yeah, that's true. I
mean, we saw it obviously with the Miz Daniel Bryan segment, but it seems like every week they're still kind of following that template.
They're trying to be a bit more risky, a bit less traditional than perhaps Raw is being.
And we tend to call SmackDown the goofier of the two shows, but I think last night they had a pretty good balance of drama and goofiness.
It was a much better balance than it has been over the past couple of weeks, and I think a big part of that is 2 things. It's Cena being back. Cena, look. They drafted Cena to SmackDown to try to give SmackDown that oomph because Cena's the biggest draw. He needs to be there every week for that to really work. And it does. When he's there, it works. I still don't think it has the weight of Raw, but I think that might be just because Raw has more bloat. And to me, bloat means more important show. I don't know.
See, but I think last night's SmackDown, it was a well-paced,
very entertaining show.
Well-written 2-hour show that was really entertaining.
Yeah, I agree totally.
And the way they weaved in the Miz storyline with the main event world title storyline was well done.
And I wonder if Dean Ambrose is simply just more effective chasing the title as opposed to having the title.
That could be.
I mean, I know that maybe there just wasn't a lot for him to do, but I just feel like...
I think he's miscast, too, as top babyface.
Yeah.
It takes some of the edge off him.
Yeah, I agree.
He needs to have that edge.
And I honestly think that he, like you saw in his match at Backlash with AJ Styles, which is a fantastic match, he reveled in the crowd booing him. Like, you could tell he got kind of excited when they would boo him. And so that seems to be a natural, like, straddling that line, but like he's kind of the flip side of Bray Wyatt, in which Dean really shouldn't care about having the title.
Yeah.
He should care about Dean. Not necessarily possessions.
He kind of brought that up last night, though. He said, wins and losses happens, titles come and go, but he was more upset with how AJ beat him as opposed to having beat him.
Yeah, I agree. So that led to Shane McMahon coming down and saying, Dean, he said, everybody calm down, everybody relax. He said, Dean, you're going to get your one-on-one rematch, but at No Mercy right here in Sacramento, California. It's going to be AJ versus John Cena for the world title. Oh, and it's a triple threat with Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, that's going to be a good match.
That's going to be a really good match. We're going to be
Give those guys 35 minutes.
Yeah,
fantastic.
That's going to be really good. That's going to be a lot of fun. So that was the opening promo. It was, like you said, it was well paced. It was well written.
And also it set up a match for the main event that night where Cena and Ambrose would team up to face AJ and a partner of AJ's choosing.
So the narrative, the storyline throughout the rest of the show saw AJ going backstage and looking for partners, and he was coming up short. He asked Kane. He asked Baron Corbin.
How excited did you get when he asked Baron Corbin in hopes that Baron Corbin would join the club?
Oh, I knew he wasn't. There was
he's a lone wolf,
He's a lone wolf, so he can't. He's only in his club. No, because I knew that wasn't going to happen. Like, there was no way Baron Corbin's going to say, "Yeah, sure, I'll partner with you." Like, that would be so horribly out of character. Like, at least he stays in character.
It's true.
At least he does that.
Well, I think his character is just him.
I think he was, everything out of his mouth is just a shoot. It's all just real. Let's see, and we'll talk about his appearance on Talking Smack in a little bit because he was great. He was like, because Renee Young was like, "Why? What joy do you get out of life?" She said that, and she said, "Why are you here? What's fun about this place?" And he said, "I get to beat up people for a living, and I get paid. What better thing is that?" It was funny. Anyways, I love Renee Young. I am such a huge fan of her.
She's fantastic.
Her reactions, because like Alexa Bliss, Daniel Bryan said, "Hey Alexa, what do you think of Renee Young's shirt?" And she says, "Oh, she looks like, it's really cute. You look like a thrift store pirate. It looks like a Tina Turner hand-me-down." And Renee Young's like deadpan reaction was just great. Like, she just looks into the camera.
Wow.
It was great. It's really entertaining. Like, it adds so much to SmackDown. So anyways, we had let's see here. Okay, so speaking of Baron Corbin, he took on, in a rematch from Backlash,
Hold on, you're skipping some stuff.
What did I skip?
The Usos versus the Hype Bro.
You hate when I skip. Because I'm not skipping. I'm just thematically going through the next logical thing. Baron Corbin, talking about Baron Corbin, move on to Apollo
But you
Crews.
went in that last bit talking about Alexa Bliss, so by that logic...
Yeah, there was a women's fatal 5-way, which Alexa Bliss
I
won.
don't want us to miss anything.
We weren't really missing much with the Usos and the Hype Bros. The Hype Bro, Zack Ryder. Sorry, Zack Ryder and his imaginary friend Mojo Rawley. One of our friends is not happy with that joke. He said, "You guys need to stop that. It's not funny anymore." And I said, "It's not up to me anymore." I tried during the pay-per-view. I tried to tweet out something about Mojo Rawley, and everybody was like, "Who? What are you talking about? Don't break fake kayfabe."
Yeah,
it's out of my hands now. I can't do anything.
It's taken a life of its own at this point.
Exactly. So Mojo Rawley, the imaginary tag team partner of Zack Ryder, they took the loss once again because Zack Ryder is on his own against the Hype Bros.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then we've got. Then we had the Miz. Came out in a nice suit, once again looking serious. Came out, delivered a promo. He was interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, and he said, essentially, like, you cheated. Your wife unloaded a whole thing of mace in my eyes. Why I'm not blind right now, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, and he said
Dolph was more or less challenging him to another match. This time with no.
Yeah, he said, "Come on, no girlfriends, no wives,
no valets,
nothing, none of that stuff, none of that business. Prove yourself." Daniel Bryan comes out and says, "That's a good idea. You guys should do that."
Yeah,
essentially.
And then the Miz was all going on about how he is the main event. Any match he's in is the main event.
That was part of the really good writing, because that was some very unlikely foreshadowing. Because I did not see him ending up as, which he did, AJ Styles' partner for the night, but not before there was a little bit of shenanigans. We'll get to that in a second. So it was a decent promo. This might set up some more Miz versus Dolph, which, I think they'll have another good match. Maybe there'll be, a clean finish this time.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting how they play that out. Maybe Miz will drop to Dolph and head up to that world title scene in some possible way, although it's getting kind of crowded up there. Let's see here. Then we had AJ talking to Baron Corbin, asking him, hey, can you be my partner? He says, no, I would rather be your opponent.
I want that world title.
Baron Corbin then came out to a guy who looked a lot like Apollo Crews, but I know it wasn't him because he wasn't smiling. Was this the first day? He smiled at the pay-per-view, didn't he? I think he smiled at the pay-per-view.
I think so.
I don't think he didn't smile at all last night.
No.
A new side to Apollo Crews. We got rid of the smiling. Maybe we'll get some character building. He's not doing much against Baron Corbin, though, because Baron Corbin destroyed him on the outside of the ring, gave him the end of days on the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
I love that. It's such a beautiful move.
But then we got Jack Swagger.
And then interrupting the match was a newly signed Jack Swagger to SmackDown.
Yeah.
As of midnight 01.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger is now an official member of SmackDown. He came out wearing a backwards hat, wearing just a regular black t-shirt and jeans, delivered a promo of some sort.
Yeah, there was more energy behind that promo than I've seen from him in a while. It had energy.
I would say ever. I mean, look, he's really trying. Yes. And so I'm on Team Swagger at this point.
Okay.
I think our idea yesterday of him and the Swag Wagon, the Lex Express.
That's good.
He dusts off the Lex Express and takes that and delivers these motivational speeches.
That'd be great.
Which really don't have like a lot of sense to them, but still, he's got energy. That's his thing.
Yeah.
The Swag Wagon.
Yeah, that's good. But he's going to job to Baron Corbin.
This is going to be the ultimate test. Because a lot of people say, because we make some pretty good predictions here on the show.
Yeah, we actually do make some really good predictions.
That actually come to fruition.
Yeah.
If they get out the Lex Express, call it the Swag Wagon, or something similar to it, the Jack Express.
Yeah.
I don't know. And have him go on a campaign tour of some sort.
Yeah. Within the next how long?
Oh, 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody's watching.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching.
Yeah, somebody
and they're writing down notes.
Especially if they use the name Swag Wagon.
How do you not use a Swag Wagon? And I'm totally fine with them using Swag Wagon.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
And then we'll slam it. We'll ideally slam it. Oh, goodness. Let's see here. So he came out. Baron Corbin just sort of sauntered off.
Yeah.
When Swagger came in there, he just sort of sauntered off. Let's see here. Becky Lynch came out. I love her. She, out of everybody into the WWE, she seemed to be having the most fun.
Yeah.
And that always translates. That's always great.
Her and AJ seem to be having the most fun.
Absolutely. She comes out, delivers a very Philadelphia-centric promo talking about Rocky Balboa, and she's a fighting champ, and she says, "Come at me, bros," basically, which I thought was really cute. Nobody else can say that. She says it, and it's very charming.
Yeah.
Most people say it, it's just kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So that led to a women's fatal five-way involving basically the entire women's division minus Eva Marie, who's still on suspension apparently. Naomi, Nikki, Bella, Natalia, Alexa Bliss, and Carmella. Fun match. They let it breathe a little bit.
Yeah.
And Alexa Bliss came out with the win.
Yeah.
Mauro Ranallo was virtually unlistenable at this point. Like, all his pop culture references.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Like, okay, so Alexa comes out, and since the pay-per-view, she's sporting kind of a Harley Quinn-esque look. You know, it's like her...
And Mauro mentioned that last night.
He mentioned it he said, Alexa Bliss, the Harley Quinn of the women's division.
Yeah.
Like, okay, aesthetically, yes, perhaps. But, like, Harley Quinn is like a psychopath who wields a gun and, like, a baseball bat and all sorts of other shit. Like, you don't need to draw those parallels. Like, it doesn't need to be said.
Yes.
It doesn't need to be spoken.
Yes.
It's too much, man. It's too much. Dial it down a notch.
He's great in the Cruiserweight Classic.
Oh, he's fantastic. Look, he can be when he first debuted and they did. And look, I'm not saying it's him necessarily. He has to be being fed.
Yeah, I'm sure he's getting directives to
do that.
Pop culture references. Yeah,
because other wrestlers do it as well.
Yeah,
and it's equally as annoying.
Yeah,
like there's no reason to do that. There's no need to do that, and especially on top of that. You have this is something to think about. You have the WWE Network where you air replays of this months and years ad infinitum.
Yeah,
later. it dates the crap out of them. You know, it's like you don't watch some old NWA classics on the network and hear them talking about like the latest Journey song. You know what I mean? Like, although to be honest, that'd be kind of cool. Let's see. So I'm contradicting myself here. Let's see here. We had AJ Styles and Kane. Him trying to convince Kane.
Kane just laughed at him.
We had the Heath Slater contract signing.
You said there was some controversy about this on Talking Smack.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. I sort of half paid attention and half did. Like, I think I was dinking around doing something else while this was going down.
Yeah, I was too.
Shane had the contract. Heath Slater and Rhino came down. Because, look, this is full disclosure. I was half paying attention, half not paying attention, because Heath Slater was talking, about how great it is to be tag champ, and he gave Rhino a slap, and he said, "Don't ever touch me, don't ever touch me." It was great. I mean, their dynamic is great.
Fantastic, yeah.
And so, in this somewhere, at some point, the Ascension comes down because Heath Slater said, "Anytime, anywhere, we'll fight
fighting champions."
So. At that point, he's like, well, Shane, we're not going to do this now, right? We don't even have a ref. And Shane was like, no, this is great. Let's go ahead and get a ref in here. And he cleared off everything. I didn't personally see the contract be signed. But then later on Talking Smack, even Renee Young and Daniel Bryan were unclear as to if the contract was signed. But they showed some video which clearly showed him signing something. So I'm hoping somebody in chat right now, we have 964 people watching. Can somebody just tell me, did he sign the contract or didn't he? Because I was kind of half paying attention, and they showed him sign something on the Talking Smack, but then the commentators themselves were unclear as to whether or not he has a contract. So I have no idea what the deal was. What did I see him sign? There was a signing. He signed it. Yes, he did. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Look at that. Yes. Look at chat light up. Thank you very much. Because I was having anxiety over that. Look at chat.
Well, I
love you guys.
I thought maybe they would have him not sign it to continue the storyline.
One person says no. What a jerk. I know, me too. I thought that was going to be the thing, but he did sign it.
Because that was my huge question after he and Rhino won at Backlash is what's next for him.
You would have thought that Renee Young and Daniel Bryan. I mean, I know they're doing a lot of prep stuff.
I'm sure they're not watching the show.
Lots of stuff. But you would think that in the rundown of the program, hey guys, show goes live in an hour. Here's what's going down.
But maybe that is in the rundown of the show.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know.
Because they're trying to create a storyline.
That could be. But no, he signed it. Everybody in chat says he signed it.
What if the contract gets damaged during the course of their altercation or Shane hastily moving stuff out of the ring?
That could be. I would think that because he has it on film, on 35 millimeter film.
I don't know.
Which is what they shoot SmackDown on.
I don't know.
Let's see here. We also had AJ Daniel Bryan backstage. Daniel Bryan says, AJ, you can't find yourself an opponent, so we're going to point you. I'm sorry, you can't find yourself a tag partner.
Yeah.
So we're going to point one for you, and his name is
James Ellsworth.
That's right, the very first jobber to fall to Braun Strowman. Fan favorite.
Yeah.
Chinless James Ellsworth.
He got a great pop.
Huge pop. Magnificent pop, even from this guy at our Twitter account at Real Going In Raw, which is where I live tweet stuff from. And so that was going to be AJ Styles' partner. AJ Styles in a huff walked away.
Yeah.
And Daniel Bryan said, James, you'll be good. You'll be okay. Next up, we had a Randy Orton promo and then Bray Wyatt showed up.
Here's something that's really bothering me about the TV direction of all these Wyatt segments.
Do tell.
I understand to a degree that since Orton is recuperating from concussion, apparently, that they can't have any physical altercations.
Yes.
Even though Orton was at the house show Monday night in a tag match, I guess all I did was deliver an RKO. That's all I did. He got
apparently
the
that's
hot
okay
tag.
when you have a concussion.
I guess so. But anyways, I understand they can't have any physical confrontation.
Sure.
So Orton does his promo. Cut to the Titantron. Wyatt does his promo. Fine. Lights go out. Lights come back up. Wyatt's in the ring.
Sure.
That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Lights go out. And then they play his little short package.
Yeah.
And it cuts to commercial. Why?
Wait a second. Hold on. Back up.
Oh, wait, sorry. There was Eric Rowan in between there.
Yeah, Eric Rowan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But wasn't there...
Eric Rowan destroyed...
Got RKO'd.
I was fully expecting a commercial to happen, but it didn't happen until Eric Rowan did his thing.
Okay, I'm thinking about the week before. Sorry, the week before that happened, and
Okay.
it bothered me. And I guess when they did it this time, it set me up for that to be.
Oh, okay. You
same
just figured that would happen.
And thought it'd be disappointing.
No, you're right, because I was expecting it, and I started to drift away from my computer where I was watching it, and then I heard like the crowd continue, and I was like, oh, this is still going.
That's probably what happened, because I was expecting commercial.
Yeah, probably.
So I was like, oh, I got work I got to do, so I'll focus on that, and then I hear Morrow say RKO out of nowhere. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's funny, dude. I didn't even see the RKO out of nowhere. I just saw Eric Rowan start beating up on Randy, and I figured, okay, that's good. How is he going to deliver an RKO now? Because he's getting beat on by this massive human being.
Yeah.
Bray is sitting right there, so he could help out if he wanted to.
Yeah, this brings up another question.
Okay.
Not too long ago, it seemed as if Bray disbanded the Wyatt family.
Sure. Yeah, he does that from time to time. It's
but
annoying.
now they're back together?
Yeah, I guess. Well, he said, Eric Rowan, you need to go back down to Wyatt Family Developmental. Back in the woods.
Yeah.
And he said, then come back, and he did. He's got new gear.
Yeah.
So maybe he's feeling confident, got new gear. He got hit with an RKO, so evidently he might be going back down to developmental. But I would imagine that No Mercy in Sacramento, we're going to see Luke Harper.
The return of Luke Harper.
Yeah, exactly. So, my goodness, we got 1,029 people watching right now.
Hello, everybody.
Do you know why?
So this all led to our main event.
Yeah, AJ and Ellsworth.
Yes.
Versus CENA and Ambrose.
And as Ellsworth was making his way out to the ring,
the real main event showed up. The Miz got rid of James Ellsworth.
Laid him out. All while yelling, I'm the main event.
Do you think AJ felt any remorse over that? He's like, oh, this guy was going to be my partner. Like,
you mean for real?
No, I'm sure.
Like the character,
I'm sure he was totally happy for Ellsworth getting some screen time.
So the character of AJ, you mean?
The character of AJ.
I'm sure the character of AJ would want to win, and he thought the Miz would increase his chances of victory.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I'd still be like, oh man, you could have just relieved him of duty.
I mean the actual beatdown?
Yeah, if Miz had just gone out there and intimidated him,
and politely asked him,
he could just intimidate him and don't put any hands on him. Just say, hey, I got this. Get to the back. Ellsworth isn't going to put up a fight against the Miz.
I don't know.
Maybe he would have, and then in which case it would have been okay to lay the beat down. But he just rammed him from behind.
Yeah.
Anyways,
AJ didn't seem that upset about it because he shook the Miz's hand before the match started.
Yeah, that's true.
So
yeah, he seemed totally fine. He was like, God, I got a real partner, which I totally get. You want to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me ask you something real quick.
What?
A quick aside. So Talia, my niece, right? Mm-hmm. So she's going to try out for basketball. She's a baller. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Middle school. So she's not going to try out for her school. Okay? There's another school over by Sunrise that I guess has open tryouts. That is a better team.
Okay.
So she wants to pull a KD.
Okay.
And go to that better team.
Okay.
Her logic is she wants to get better, and that's going to happen being around better players. Maybe more competition for spots, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Do you think that's acceptable? Or should she sit? Because that team's going to be playing her actual school.
Wait, she's going to play for a team of a school she doesn't go to?
Yes.
You can do that?
Apparently you can do that. Don't the laws of logic are out the window in this particular scenario. Now, you know me, I'm a hometown guy. So you play for the hometown, but you're a bit more cold-blooded than I am.
I can appreciate the reasoning that playing with better competition can make you a better player.
Yeah, sure.
I appreciate that.
If she wants to grow as a player, that's a smart move. But
Yes.
she's going to be playing against her own school.
Oh.
I don't know about that, man. I'm so torn on that. Her mom was giving her shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways. AJ and The Miz took on CENA Ambrose. Decent, fun match. CENA got the pin on The Miz.
Yeah.
But The Miz, this might bring him up into that mix where I think he kind of deserves to be at this point.
Yeah.
And then maybe Dolph can take the Intercontinental title and take on a bevy of those mid-card challengers that he might...
And bring up some of those,
exactly,
lower mid-card guys, Put on some really stellar matches.
Honestly, look, this is the hand we're dealt on SmackDown. I think The Miz has been doing good work.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing The Miz versus CENA too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, revisit that rivalry from 5 years ago, whatever it was. So, anyways.
You want to answer some questions?
Yeah, let's answer some questions.
All right. First, Carlos Hackworth.
Yes.
Seems to be a Dean Ambrose heel turn. Do you think Dean could get buried at No Mercy? I don't think it's a heel turn per se. I think he's just finding his intensity.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think that
losing the title is a catalyst.
Yeah.
For more intense.
Now, the
Dean.
crowd was treating him as a heel at Backlash, kind of.
And he got some boos last night, too.
And, you know, he's been known to dirty deeds all sorts of people, and he's not really, I mean, he's, I think, kind of the definition of a tweener.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he'll do heel things.
Yeah.
Doesn't really make him a heel. People are still going to cheer him.
Yes. Lewis Roberts.
Yes.
Predict each champion in a year's time. Do you see anyone holding on to the belts for a year? Maybe Becky?
Predict each champion in a year's time.
So after SummerSlam next year,
okay,
who holds the belts?
Okay, well, it seems like Cena's being fast-tracked for his 16th title reign. That's going to be way before WrestleMania.
You think so?
Yeah, he came out and said, that's mine. I'm going to do this, then he's going to do it soon.
Build
for... You think they're going to build this for 6 months out? Look, dude.
See,
I'm with you. I would like that.
Tell me how awesome it wouldn't be if Cena kept challenging AJ. AJ kept beating him.
I know. I agree with you. Do you think they're going to do that? The question is, who do you think is going to be champion?
I think they're going to give AJ at least 3 months to carry that belt to see how ratings go.
Okay.
How house show attendance goes.
Okay.
And if it seems to be going the right direction, I don't see them being in any hurry to put that belt on Cena.
My guess is
it'll happen by WrestleMania. WrestleMania is the latest it'll happen.
My guess is the Rumble. I'd say no late. I'll honestly say no later than the Rumble. Maybe even Survivor Series, but I would speculate the Rumble is when it's going to happen. Triple Threat coming up now, and that's in October.
Yeah.
November Survivor Series.
Because I can see after Cena and Ambrose's exchange last night, and especially after Ambrose dirty deeds him, a little Cena-Ambrose program for a month or two.
I'll say Cena gets it at the Rumble and goes into WrestleMania as a face champion as opposed to over on Raw where we're going to have a heel champion, and I think maybe they're going to want to balance those out.
So would Cena retain at WrestleMania then?
I would put it this way. It's funny because yesterday I said the Universal title is most likely to change hands more often leading up to WrestleMania. I'm going to speculate that Kevin Owens is going to hold that thing up until WrestleMania, and he'll be dealing with Finn from the Rumble to Mania.
Yeah.
Cena will have it from Rumble to Mania, maybe drop it there.
Who will he drop it to? I just think it's a better story to have Cena tie Ric Flair at WrestleMania.
Oh, I agree. But do you think they think that? That's the big question.
Well, I mean,
I know nothing's been decided yet. But
yeah, exactly.
But we don't let that stop
I know
us
that's only one belt. We have to go through all the other ones.
Yeah.
Universal. Oh, we said Universal title. Finn wins it at Mania.
Yeah, I'd say Finn.
And they're going to give him a good run with it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Intercontinental title.
A year from now, Miz has really been talking about that streak, but I'd say a year from now. I'm going to say a year from now. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to say a year from now, we're looking at Apollo. Apollo has it a year from now.
See, I was going to say Baron Corbin.
Yeah, it was one of those two. But I think Apollo by then will have turned it around. I think Baron will have gone through the IC title by then.
Could be.
I think they're really gonna, if not fast track him, he's on that quick path. You saw how he treated Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
He's past Crews.
Yeah.
So he's gonna have that IC title if he does, and then drop it.
See, this is another reason I think that they're gonna hold off on putting the belt on Cena until WrestleMania, because then you have the opportunity to spend time with Cena having the belt, feud against The Miz, Baron Corbin. If they bring up Samoa Joe, that's 6 months worth of feuds if Cena holds the belt that long.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to get all of that in up until WrestleMania, because he's not going to wrestle any of those guys at WrestleMania.
Who has the U.S. title a year from now?
Oh, Rusev.
Machka. He's going to have it for 700 days. He already said that.
Or
7 years. 7 years. Sorry, yeah,
or Sami Zayn.
Or
women's title on Raw. Bayley.
A year from now, Bayley sounds right. Yeah.
On SmackDown.
A year from now, there's no way to tell. It's such a toss-up. I mean, they're all kind of on equal footing. They're all kind of just there. So, I mean, it's silly to say, I don't know, Alexa Bliss. I don't know. I just don't know. Now, I hope it's Naomi.
Yeah, me too.
I think Naomi might be a year out from being at that point. I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say Naomi.
Yeah. 26, now 27-time European champion.
12 at best.
When do you guys feel AJ will drop the belt to Cena? Oh, we just talked about that. Or Royal Rumble.
I say Rumble,
Mania.
you say Mania.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeffrey D.
Yes.
With Cena back in the title picture, how do you book his 16th title run and more than likely 17th championship win afterwards? He keeps trying to get the belt off AJ. AJ keeps beating him until WrestleMania.
Do you think there will be, let me ask you this. Well, this is kind of a good question.
Just think of all the pyro that's going to go off when CENA wins, ties Ric Flair's record at WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, huge. My question...
Or, hold on, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Say he gets the belt off AJ, like literally, say, not No Mercy, next pay-per-view. Literally in the next SmackDown, AJ gets it back.
Well, that's what I was going to ask
and then he breaks the record.
Do you think his 16th and 17th are going to be basically piggybacked on each other?
They could be.
They could be. They could be. But I think that might be a bit on the cheap side. I think he might do 16th with AJ and 17th with somebody else like Joe or somebody like that. Let's see here. Go next.
Drew 316. When Shelton Benjamin makes his return, will he be an upper mid-carder or will he be another high-profile jobber?
He will definitely not the second one. He's not going to be a high-profile jobber. I think he's going to be. I mean, you can insert him right there with the Miz right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
James Garcia, how do you see Kurt Hawkins' run in the WWE this time around? What did you think of that promo last night?
I was on board until he did the thing where he was showing it. He was like his head was under his butt or something.
Oh, I thought that was funny.
Different strokes. I'll say this at least, James. It's going to be more successful than his last run. Where he was just relegated to what, an Edge tag team, like Edge clone of some sort.
Yeah, he and Zack Ryder were.
Yeah, that's right. I think it'll be more successful because SmackDown can use the talent, and obviously he's gone out, got some more experience. He fought Grimm.
Yeah,
he was in a program with Grimm lately. Next,
Barrick. If you guys had to choose 3 guys from Raw to be drafted to SmackDown, who would it be?
3 guys to be drafted from Raw.
Cesaro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would say Cesaro.
Neville.
Okay, Neville.
And
what else?
The Club.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, I would definitely the Club. Trade Usos for the Club. Or just bring the Club over.
They don't reference the Club anymore.
They just call them Anderson and Gallows? They had their shirts on.
I know. AJ still has the Club logo on his pants.
Really? They didn't mention the Club last night?
I don't think so. I don't remember it.
Maybe you're right. That would be a bummer.
Tim Sauter. Do you see a new tag team forming to give more excitement to the tag division? Perhaps Cruz and Dolph Ziggler?
No, they need all the singles wrestlers they can have. They actually have a pretty deep tag division. They just don't use them because none of them are over. So that again, to me, SmackDown's kind of a project show in that their tag division, they're doing really good with their women. They're doing really good with their women.
Yes.
Their tag division needs some shine.
Yeah.
And that's the worry about bringing in a cruiserweight division, is that you already can't do much with your tag division.
Yeah.
Your tag division needs some stuff happening.
Maybe they're going to save the cruiserweight division for when SmackDown goes to 3 hours.
How would everybody not benefit from a third hour of SmackDown? I don't get that.
I don't know.
Expanded to 3 hours.
What's on after SmackDown?
Crisley.
Maybe the ad rates for Crisley are too good. I don't know.
Well, pushing it further up, I don't know. You can put Crisley anywhere. Crisley, look. Crisley's a destination show, okay? People go to Crisley, including this guy.
Okay. Michael Dodd. Whose gimmick or theme would you change or touch up on SmackDown?
On SmackDown? Okay, well, Apollo is a work in progress, so I'm not going to say you change his gimmick, because he didn't really have a gimmick. He's just Apollo Crews. I would... I think everybody is actually performing at sort of peak capacity, I think, on SmackDown.
I think the obvious answer is the Ascension.
Yeah. They had that face paint.
Make them more like they were in NXT.
Yeah. You know what you could do with the Ascension, dude? Drop that Legion of Doom crap.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Make them more like the APA.
Yeah.
How do you not go over with them? Because they kind of look older.
Yeah.
They're not like one of them isn't in terribly great shape. Make them like the APA 2.0,
yeah.
You know?
They just go out and beat up people.
Yeah, give them some cool shirts and wear jeans and go out and beat up on people.
They can even use the same name, Ascension Protection Agency. Jared...
Watch, 3 months from now, that's what's going to happen.
I know. Jared Kincaid. Hey, friends.
Hey.
I honestly didn't see Raw having the better talent overall, but SmackDown Live being the better show. In addition, they know that we want Bray Wyatt to get his push. How would you push Bray without making Orton look weak?
Yeah, have him win over Orton.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Orton's already asserted his dominance over Bray.
Yeah.
So you can give Bray one.
What'll happen is if Bray wins, it'll be due to the Wyatt family interfering.
Orton is legacy strong.
Yeah.
He can take a couple
He's
losses.
a 12-time world champion.
He can take a couple losses.
Yeah, he could probably lose for
a
4
year.
months.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
And people will still cheer for him. Sean Troush. So I do really like Alexa Bliss and love her new Harley Quinn inspired outfit, but given Becky just won the title, do you feel it's too early to put her in the title picture, or is it good for her to be in the title match even if she doesn't win?
The second part. I think it's good for Alexa Bliss to be in the title picture. You don't need the title pick. You don't need to win the title in order for that sort of rub to make you look good.
Yeah, and if they put on 2 or 3 really good matches, they'll elevate Alexa.
Let's say a 4-month feud between these two.
Yes.
And Alexa will look great. She doesn't need the title. And Becky comes out looking strong, elevating that title. Alexa can move on to something else and then come back in a year.
Yeah.
And challenge like a Naomi or somebody for it.
Yeah. X-Ray Guy.
Yeah.
Hey there, friendos.
Hello.
How do you see this whole demand/holdout between Miz and Daniel Bryan working out? I really hope that at No Mercy, the Miz has a match with Dolph Ziggler, and before the match starts, he goes to Daniel Bryan and says, "I'm not wrestling unless I get a new contract."
Yeah.
Holds out.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan says, "All right, Miz, we'll do it." They have the match. As soon as the Miz comes back to the locker room, Miz, you're suspended.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that kind of thing, and I think if they do something like that, it'll establish a rivalry, like an interesting spin on the Authority rivalry, where you got an opposite thing going on. The Authority is a face figure.
Yeah.
And on top of that, it'll establish that Daniel Bryan's not coming back to wrestle The Miz. That's not going to happen.
Yes.
Don't ever ask that question. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen, no.
If he comes back to wrestle, it'll be in New Japan. It's not going to be in the WWE.
Yes.
I don't think, anyways.
Chris Schwinghammer.
Okay.
Do you guys think American Alpha will be Heath and Rhino's first real title feud? Probably not.
Do I think American Heath? No, I would. No way. Not a chance. No, that's not going to happen.
So who will be Heath and Rhino's first real title feud?
Their first real title feud will be. I would still think it's the Usos.
Yeah, I would too. James Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Do you think they will actually expand the club on SmackDown, or is AJ better off on his own as their sole representative? And Jefferson had a similar question. Do either The Miz or James Ellsworth qualify as the next 2 Sweet Club members? Seriously, though, predict the next club member to join with AJ. Even it's not likely to happen, considering AJ doesn't mention the club at all on SmackDown.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed.
Yes.
It just doesn't seem like that. They tried to put a spin on it when the draft split happened.
But they were expanding, yeah.
Let me ask you this: do you think there might be any legal reason in terms of the club, the Bullet Club, New Japan? Do you think there's any reason they split them up because of that? Because it seems like if they really made an all-out push to produce merch, it makes me wonder if at that point New Japan would have been like, okay, you can't be doing this.
That could be.
I don't know. It's really odd because it seemed like they lost out on a lot of money, and it feels like there could have been so many other ways around that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the club was so good.
Yeah.
Before the split.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder if they were simply just avoiding the inevitable lawsuit that would be coming in terms of trademark infringement.
That could be.
That's pure speculation on my part.
That could be. Clayton C. His question is, do you think the whole running gag of AJ having problems recruiting a tag team partner for the main event, eventually leading to Daniel Bryan to sign James Ellsworth, is a subtle screw you to the people who wanted or still want the club to be an NWO-esque stable in the WWE that completely takes over the roster?
I don't know if it's necessarily a screw. I don't read it that way.
No, I think it was just a running gag.
Yeah. I mean, he's a heel. He's a bad guy. People don't like him because he's arrogant and he goes around bullying people. I just think that's a natural evolution of the storyline.
Yeah.
I could see how you might see it that way, but I don't see it that way.
Yeah. TJ Lancaster. With the No Mercy main event scheduled to be a triple threat match, TJ would like to know, what's your favorite triple threat match? His would be the Shield triple threat at Battleground earlier in the year because of the years of anticipation for it, and the match itself was great.
Wasn't there a WrestleMania match? Yeah, it was one where Benoit won the. Jeez, my research.
It was Benoit, Jericho, and Angle. No, you think about the Triple H HBK Benoit one.
Yeah,
yeah.
I seem to recall that being really good, and I seem to recall a lot of people really, really liking that one. I'd have to watch. To be honest, I'd have to watch it again to really know. But
here's one
that's sort of off the top of my head.
Here's one I thought of that happened fairly recently.
Okay.
The CENA, Lesnar,
Rollins, yeah.
Match at Royal Rumble.
That was a really good match.
That was fantastic.
Yeah, that was a really good match.
SSG Chris, when Luke Harper returns, would you want to see him back with the Wyatt family, keeping the Wyatt-esque gimmick, but on his own, or an entirely different character?
I think it's fairly obvious that he's going to be back with the Wyatt family. As far as what we want, I'm fine with that. If it makes, I think the Wyatt family is at their best when they're strong in numbers and breaking them up and having Braun stay on Raw. And now he's on like Superstars or whatever.
Yeah, he hasn't been on Raw in a couple weeks.
I know. I just think that was it. You know, did I tell you this too when he was on the Stone Cold podcast? How charismatic he seemed to be. I really wish that they let him. I think he could be he could be the Southern States equivalent to Cass. You know how Cass is a New Yorker, a hardcore New Yorker? Well, Ellsworth could be...
You mean Strowman?
Sorry, Strowman could be... Ellsworth. Strowman could be the Southern equivalent to that. Like a guy that everybody loves. He's from like the Deep South, but like, you know, he's a good-natured guy. He's not like any crappy stereotype about that kind of thing. Because he's got like his when I heard him talk, I'm like, he's got like a good voice in terms of like being sort of a captivating character. You know, and so I would imagine they'd want him to get more reps in the company before they started having him go down that road. So
yeah. Marty Too Sweet, similar question from SSG Chris's. Do you think if Luke Harper goes to SmackDown and he's still part of the Wyatts, do you think Luke and Eric winning the tag team belts will make the Wyatts stronger and a little bit more feared, or it won't help?
I don't know if them winning the tag belts does much of anything.
I think them being a dominant tag team is probably more important than them holding the belts. The belts would be, you know, a natural result of them being a dominant tag team. I just think the Wyatts need to be dominant.
I think you're right, but I think that alone doesn't do much because you need it to start at the top with Bray.
Yeah.
And if he's dominant and they're dominant, then it works. But if they're dominant, he's not. It just throws it out of whack, I think. This is weird.
Yeah. Kevin Shaw, do you think the sudden rise in popularity of Heath Slater will lead the WWE to try and push more comedy wrestlers?
Possibly. The WWE is known for not knowing when to quit with a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're known for keeping that train going.
Yes.
So I could see that possibly, yeah.
Jericho Kunzman. Hey, friendos, and Too Sweet to you both of you. Would you like to see the Revival end up on SmackDown and team with Styles or feud with Slater and Ryan? We said before that if the club were to expand, two great candidates would be the Revival.
Oh, absolutely.
But yes, regardless of whether they team with Styles or not, it'd be great to have them on SmackDown.
Oh, for sure. I think that's definitely... The thing is, yeah, that's great. But again, if you're going to bring in a cruiserweight division, you need a third hour to develop it.
Yeah. Because
at this point, you know, they have a lot of tag teams. They're doing nothing with a lot of them. So, yeah.
Steve Alic. Would it be possible to send Apollo Crews back to NXT so he can get more experience trying to appeal to the WWE audience?
I think at this point, that's not the wisest move in the world. They've done that before. I think NXT is, well, I don't know, maybe pull double duty.
I think he needs a real opportunity before they go to that.
Yeah, this is the thing. I think he's just at the point where he needs to develop his character on main.
Because that's what I mean. He needs to get an opportunity to have a character and develop it. They haven't given him that yet.
If he goes down to NXT to develop a character, he's still nothing on SmackDown. You know, he's still characterless on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And I know there's some crossover between the two, but not enough to warrant it.
Yeah. No, he needs a solid opportunity on main.
Yeah. And seeing the end of days on the outside of the ring is not it. No. But it's great for Baron.
Bronier Solano Cubero. Hey guys, not a question, but I just want to say thanks for all the awesome content you guys post every week. It's the perfect way to end a shit day of work for me. Stay awesome, friendos. Thank you very much.
Glad we can help out.
Vincent Palmieri. I can't believe no one has asked about this yet. Guys,
bro.
The all-American Jack Swagger on SmackDown.
Bro.
Vincent loves the ankle lock, loves the gut-wrench powerbomb. What should they do with this guy? Seems like the first step is he's going to job to Baron Corbin.
True. And also, like, what should they do with him? We've already said.
Yeah.
The swag wagon.
Swag wagon.
Lex Express 2.0.
That'd be so good.
Patrick Sparks.
Where do you think the next 60-minute Iron Man woman match will be? Or Iron Man, Iron Woman match will be? Who would you like to see for both men and women? And he's also pumped about Alexa Bliss being the #1 contender for the women's belt on SmackDown.
You know, you talk about wanting to elongate the Cena AJ rivalry. Why not culminate with an Iron Man match?
Yeah.
If anybody in the company can carry an Iron Man match, I'd love to see. If it'd be AJ Styles.
Yeah.
I'd want to see him. I could watch him wrestle for 60 minutes. I really could.
Imagine an AJ Seth Rollins Iron Man match.
It'd be like a playground for both those guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Excuse me. Alex Golden. Love the show. New patron. Feel like a VIP.
Thanks, friendo.
Okay. Once this Bray-Orton feud is over, what do you think of Bray going against Baron Corbin, the lone wolf, till the Rumble?
Yeah.
Have Corbin lose the feud and become a new member of the Wyatt family, since Bray appears to have left Rowan. We saw last night. It's not exactly the case.
Yeah.
Then you have the beginning of the face of fear, Bray Wyatt, and his ability to change people. Also, can we please put Kane with the Ascension?
This guy's just booking all over the place.
Make them super dark like Kane was in the Attitude Era, and have them set people on fire and do all that crazy stuff Kane did.
Yeah.
I just think that would make them more relevant than whatever they're doing now.
Yeah. I do like the idea of Bray and Baron Corbin, although, I mean, it's a heel versus heel. It sounds like it could be awkward, but it's also an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
You know? I mean,
but I don't know. I guess it could be interesting in terms of storyline if Bray were to make the lone wolf end of days, give up his lone wolf days, and join the club, join the Wyatt family. Sorry.
The club. Here's my thing that I find interesting about it, regardless of whether or not Baron joined the family or not.
Yeah.
Is Bray might be able to give Baron something to care about.
Yeah.
As opposed to just money and beating people up.
That's our hope with every Wyatt feud, but generally it doesn't come to fruition.
Yeah, but I know. But in Baron's case especially, his whole thing is he doesn't care about anything except for getting paid. And it would be interesting for somebody that cold and devoid of emotion to start feeling something and add some dimension to his character. It would be
tough for that to happen and keep Corbin a heel, though.
Oh, I agree, which is why I think it could be interesting to see if they could pull it off successfully.
Yeah.
There's some moving parts there that I could find interesting and not just be the same old, like, Baron Corbin's a jerk, somebody else is a face, and then they automatically square off.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what we've been getting a lot of.
Yeah, I know.
If this could elevate Baron in terms of, like, as a performer, adding to his arsenal of, you know, range of emotions or whatever you want to call it, I'm all for it.
Damon Cruz. Hey, friendos. Who do you see getting called to main first? Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, or Eric Young? His guess would be Roderick Strong. Has he signed with NXT yet?
I think that's the rumor.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna throw up everywhere again.
I would say of those three, Austin Aries.
Well, look. Here's the thing about Austin Aries. He's the greatest man that ever lived. He's an A-double talent. What more is there to be said about that?
I know.
Yeah. Moving on.
Ulysses the Odyssey Ramirez.
The best Ulysses.
Happy Hump Day, friendos. Thank you. Since the SmackDown Women's Division has embraced a DC comic vibe with Alexa Bliss as Suicide Squad Harley Quinn, Nikki as Wonder Woman, and Naomi as a member of the Green Lantern Corps.
That's so true. That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. That's good. I didn't even think of that.
What DC character do you think embodies or resembles any of the other members of the women's division from either roster?
Man, I mean, this should be my.
Should be in your wheelhouse.
This should be in my wheelhouse. Oh man, let's see.
So,
other
Eva
members.
Marie.
Eva Marie. Well, there's sort of the Green Lantern Corps are part of a multitude of color-based armies. It's true.
No, I'm not doubting you. This is just going Straight to
well,
Nerdville.
there was like the Red Lanterns, who I think were like the embodiment of rage or something like that. Or maybe I've just been watching too much Inside Out from Pixar. So she'd be like one of the evil Red Lanterns, I think.
Okay.
So I take that for what it is. And then...
what about Carmella?
Carmella... well, she always wears cheetah prints. And I think DC has some sort of cheetah-themed chick. I forget her name. Maybe it's just Cheetah. Vixen? I don't know.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. And then is there one more? I guess who would Becky Lynch be? She would be always up for a fight. I mean, she doesn't really match her physically. Shit, I don't know.
It could be. He said either roster, so on Raw too.
Oh man, I don't know. It's just too big of a question for me.
You need to think about this.
I need to think about this one. I'll push.
Okay, Dan Boss.
Hey, boss.
Dan Boss has been very...
Welcome to Job. I'm your boss. My name is Dan Boss.
Dan Boss has been fortunate to meet a good handful of wrestlers, from Chris Hero, Ricochet, Tommaso Ciampa, to the Young Bucks, among others.
Hey.
Aside from your interviews at SummerSlam weekend, have you ever had the chance to meet and or talk to any wrestlers?
How is Chris Hero not tag team with Dan Boss? Because that's a great tag team combination. Chris Hero, Dan Boss.
Yeah, that was a good team.
I like that. Okay, yeah. This is my favorite. This is my favorite story about meeting a wrestler. Is me and Big Jeff were.
It's the Hardy Boys story.
Yeah,
right?
we were coming from L.A. to Sacramento or vice versa back in our college days, and it was during the Attitude Era, and we stopped off at we stopped off at a McDonald's. And, okay, so this is the beginning of the Hardys and Edge and Christian and all them, okay? And so we got out of line, and Jeff was like, hey, dude, isn't that dude's a wrestler, isn't he? That's a wrestler right there. And I was like, maybe, yeah. And he was like, isn't that Christian? And I was like, no, it's not Christian. And Jeff just splits and goes to him and says, hey, man, aren't you, and as he started to say, I swooped in and said, you're Jeff Hardy. And he looked so tired. He was waiting in line for McDonald's, and a couple of marks come up to him and said, you're Jeff Hardy. And so I got to meet Broken Jeff Hardy. I got to meet Brother Nero.
Yeah.
And Jeff just asked him, he's like, yeah, where are you guys heading? He was like, we're heading up to wherever. And then, we get back in our car, and then we move along, and then at some point, him and a carload of, like, Matt Hardy, and then probably Edge and Christian or one of the other, I don't know, they pass us by and flying their way to L.A. or Sacramento or somewhere. Fresno, I think. it was Fresno.
Eddie Guerrero had an autograph signing in Sacramento.
Yeah.
So I went to that. This is like in '96 probably.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, he was there for 2, 3, 4 hours. So we just hung around, talked to him a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. Did he say he was like grumpy?
Yeah. But it was hot. It was like 100 and something degrees in the parking lot of Craig and Auto Shop.
Well, no bueno.
So...
Did you tell that to Sasha Banks when we met her?
No.
You should have told her that.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Najee Poles. Hey, friendos.
Hello.
Go Eagles, by the way. What are the chances that Nikki Bella can get another title run? I was in the Philly crowd, and she got a huge pop. She looks really good in the ring, probably her best work. And I would love to see her and Becky main event one day.
I could see that happening probably at Mania. That's a feud that I would want to save for Mania because Nikki Bella is so much star power.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to see her, get a good run with like Carmella, really put Carmella over.
Yeah.
And then go on, maybe turn heel to face Becky Lynch.
Yeah. Yeah, she looked really good in the ring last night. Like she seemed aggressive.
Yeah.
Dylan Caraballo.
Hello, Dylan.
Hey, friendos.
Hey, Dylan. What's the matter? CIA got you pushing too many pencils?
Hey, friendos.
Yeah.
If Samoa Joe goes to SmackDown, would you have him take the belt off The Miz to solidify his name on main or put him straight into the WWE World title picture?
Right into the world title picture. IC title is way below Joe.
It is.
Yeah.
The only reason I wouldn't is, say if AJ still has a belt and we still have a heel AJ.
Yeah.
I want to heel Joe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We always want to heel Joe. But let me ask you this. Can Joe be a heel when he comes over to Maine? Can he be a heel?
Yeah, he can.
Really?
Yeah.
People cheer him. People love Joe.
Yeah, but he's...
Yeah.
He can be mean.
He's a mean guy. I love Joe. Man.
Yeah, Joe's great.
All those TNA dudes just... It's like they're on a conveyor belt and then like there's gold being poured and and they just get gold-plated because they're all great.
I know. Joe Francis. Either of you...
Is this the Joe Francis from Girls Gone Wild? No, it's not. I've seen him on Twitter.
Either of you have a favorite or most hated stage setup?
Is that guy in jail still? Remember he was going to like prison or something?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Go ahead. What?
A favorite or most hated stage setup? Either pay-per-view or normal TV. Joe Francis personally always dug the huge electric chair at King of the Ring 2001. Best stage set ever?
In your house.
In your house.
Didn't they have like a house setup at one point?
Did.
Didn't they give away a house?
Yeah,
at one point. I think they gave away a house at one point.
I think they did.
That's hilarious.
The real Psycho Sid.
Really? Actually, Psycho Sid?
Hey guys, don't you think it's time for them to bring up someone like Samoa Joe up from NXT so they can put him on SmackDown so they can help ground the show more with some seriousness to storyline?
That is why I want him on SmackDown.
Yes. Also, if it's not Samoa Joe, who else do you think could be brought up for that? The real Psycho Sid feels the quirkiness of the SmackDown roster is starting to grow old, especially with the whole gimmick of Kurt Hawkins. It also looks like they're going to force Jumpin' Jack Swagger to attempt to be funny.
Yeah, I'm not huge on that Jumpin' Jack Swagger thing. Let's see here.
Yeah, it'd be great if they brought up Joe.
That would be really good, and I do feel like there is a danger of the comedy stuff.
Yeah,
you know, they need to tread lightly with that stuff.
Yes.
Next,
Keith Thigpen.
Yeah.
Hey, friendos, new patron here, and thanks for pronouncing my name right in last night's episode.
Thank you, Keith.
My question is one that gets asked of me a lot, and I can never answer. Best wrestling match ever.
Jeez.
He breaks it down.
It's a bit broad, isn't it?
The only way I can answer is by breaking it down to 5 distinct categories. Okay. 1, best match that made you feel nostalgic.
Okay.
Example being Hogan Rock. Best technically wrestled match. Another Mania show stealer, Jericho and HBK.
Okay.
Best match with an oh my god or wow factor, Hardys versus Edge and Christian. Ed spears Jeff off the ladder. Best women's match, he brings up Lita versus Trish. And best match with historical significance, WrestleMania 14, Austin wins the title off HBK.
Okay. My answer is generally this. Rock versus Hogan at WrestleMania. Because it encompasses a lot of this. It does. A lot of it. It tickles the nostalgia bone.
Yeah.
Because you got not only Hogan, you got the NWO.
Yeah.
You've got the face turn for Hogan, which was carried by the crowd.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad match technically. It's like Hogan was on his last couple legs.
Yeah.
But he still knew how to tell a story in the ring.
Yeah.
And The Rock was still basically at his prime. And then you had the oh my god moment of, oh my god, it's Hulk Hogan and The Rock in the ring.
Yeah.
So while it might not have been like a technically, like the most technically sound match, like a HBK versus Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21, for example, that had everything. And I do remember that was one of the few matches that I remember watching and getting so many chills.
Yeah.
And I know what you're going to say next.
Do you?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Triple H, Undertaker, and Hell in the Cell.
I knew you were going to say that. That's exactly what I knew you were going to say, and you're absolutely right. Because it does everything I just said, but it might be more technically efficient or proficient match. Yeah. So I think those are...
I swore that Undertaker, Triple H, Hell in the Cell match is the best storytelling I've ever seen in a wrestling match.
I think you're absolutely right.
It was so good.
I think you're right.
So good.
That was another one I got chills with.
Yeah.
Ramus452.
Hey, friendos.
Hello.
What's your favorite moment match in TNA? His is Bobby Roode turning heel and winning in his reign, as TNA World Champ. Hope you guys have a fantastic day like me, for he is celebrating his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Obviously, it's the final deletion. Look, I'm not well-versed in TNA. I'll be completely honest with you. I do remember there was that cage match where Elix Skipper did that insane move where he walked on the top. For the move alone, that's a standout to me. But I'm not as well-versed in TNA as I probably should be.
And honestly, it's hard for any TNA match to really top Final Deletion.
And the Final Deletion is the Final Deletion,
yeah.
So there you go.
Craig Toulis.
Yes.
Who would you like to see on the SmackDown Cruiserweight division? Also, Craig Toulis popped for the Ascension last night because he didn't know their music and he thought it was a new team.
You got fooled, Craig Toulis. You got fooled.
SmackDown Cruiserweight division.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to tell, man. Like, all those guys from the Cruiserweight Classic were great. Do you think they announced 10 names. Do you think they're going to split them up per brand? Or
no, because
all those 10 were signed to Raw.
Yeah, I think so.
So, man, just load up on the rest of them from the Cruiserweight Classic and then go out and find a couple more guys it's honestly, it's hard to know because I don't know whose contracts are up where, who they can get from. I've been pleasantly surprised by all the guys that I didn't know about prior to the Cruiserweight Classic when they came in.
Yeah.
So just do a lot more of that. They did a really good job with the Cruiserweight Classic. So.
Donovan Dean. Hey, friendos.
Hello.
Do you guys think Roman Reigns had much better matches than Dean Ambrose this year? Ambrose has never had a classic match, in my opinion, other than the one with Triple H.
Well, and Roman Reigns outweighs that by at least 2 because he had 2 classics with AJ Styles.
Yeah, the only Roman Reigns...
And the Kevin Owens match from 2 nights ago was really good.
Yeah, the only dud match I can think of from Reigns was the one with Triple H.
Yeah, yeah.
That one was not good.
Yeah.
Sam Robbins. Even though it'll probably never happen, book a CM Punk return to the SmackDown Live roster.
Oh, man. Yeah, that'll never happen. I mean, it'll never happen.
I'm just trying to think of I can't even think of a good way to do it.
There isn't a good way to do it. there's no.
Yeah, I don't know.
He interrupts Cena's 17th attempt at a 17th world title
at WrestleMania.
Says you're not the best. I'm the best. Yeah.
Just puts himself in the match.
Yeah.
Chandler 3 Productions. What's up, friendos?
I know. How do you book him going to SmackDown Live? He runs up to the match. He throws a ill-timed punch. He gets taken down.
I don't think he even threw a punch.
He did. I went back and watched it a couple times because people were ripping us on our CM Punk video. Because I thought he shot at his legs and he didn't. He ran up to him, threw a punch that was way high. Mickey Gall ducked, took him down, tapped him out.
What's up, friendos?
Hello.
Chandler 3 Productions got interesting questions.
Okay.
Sorry. Why was the Usos turned heel just like Titus O'Neil, but they will not turn Roman Reigns heel?
There's too much money in Roman Reigns, they think, as a face.
Yeah, if he's selling a lot of merchandise still.
Yeah, they don't want.
They're not going to turn him.
They still have plans for him. They're just going to let him simmer. They put him in a slow cooker. That's good. Keep him in the slow cooker.
Yeah. Will Fernandez. Hey, friendos.
Hello.
With WWE, it always seems that in every match there has to be a heel and a face. But what are some of your favorite heel versus heel or face versus face matches? He'd like to see Dean and AJ have a few matches with both being heel, even though the crowd will cheer AJ.
Well, let's see here. Hogan versus Warrior. What was face versus face?
HBK versus Hitman at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that was face versus face.
Yeah.
It's probably easier to do face versus face. As opposed to heel versus heel and have the crowd get into it, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Those are the two that come to mind as the best matches. The 3-time Intercontinental Champion.
We have an Intercontinental Champion now?
I guess so. I wasn't aware of this. Hey, friendos, hope the IC belt is okay for me. Oh, someone's laying claim to it.
Somebody's laying claim to it? Oh, my goodness.
He has a question. Since Steve likes donuts, what WWE superstar would Steve work with at a donut shop?
Oh, man. I'm going to open up my own donut shop, and I'm going to hire... you know what I'm gonna hire? I'm gonna hire Primo and Epico, because they seem like fun guys to work with. You know what I mean? Like they seem like dudes that I used to work with at Kinko's. You know what I mean? That was always fun. You know. So I'm gonna say Primo and Epico.
Okay.
You know.
Jamie 10. Can James Ellsworth be the official Going in Raw wrestler?
And Becky Lynch, she'll be the manager.
Okay.
I'll own it. She'll be the manager.
You sure you don't want Natalya to be the manager?
No, she's going to be visiting there with coupons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can James Ellsworth be the official Going in Raw wrestler?
No way. No, we need somebody. No. He's a jobber. He's the jobber. He's like, he didn't even get in the match last night.
It seems like he should be the perfect Going in Raw wrestler.
No. Yet to be decided. Although Baron Corbin's making a really good case for himself. But I've kind of moved on from Baron Corbin. Lex Luger is making a really good case for himself.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look right here.
There's so much Lex up here. Oh, shit. You know what, too?
Oh, yeah, we got a package.
Before we get to the video questions.
Yes.
I'm going to mosey on over here. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby and open up some mail. I meant the post office lobby. There's a lot.
Oh my goodness, that seems like it's mighty heavy.
What he put in here, but it's just a lot.
Did you open up the poster thing already?
Came opened up.
Uh-oh. Here, hand me something. Goodness. While I have this in hand, there's a lot of posters in here. I'm going to get to it. There's a lot of stuff in here.
All right, so here's the deal. We're making sort of a new set specifically for our stand-up stuff.
Make sure you don't get anybody's address on there.
Like our recap show. Nobody look at that. And I need something to open this with.
This is all from Patrick Sparks, yes?
Yes, it is. This is address over here. No, it's not.
Uh-oh, man.
Everything's falling apart now.
There's like a million posters here. What do you got first? Oh, look at that. CENA Angle.
He's really... Man, look at that. Show the good people.
We got a CENA and Kurt Angle poster from Unforgiven.
Yeah.
This is insane. We're going to need...
So we're building a new set, and we wanted more stuff.
This is great.
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. We got a Royal Rumble poster up
with
there.
the whole McMahon family.
That's great. So Patrick Sparks sent us a bunch of crap. Oh, look at that guy.
We got a No Way Out poster with The Undertaker. This is all good stuff. This is all original, vintage wrestling gear.
Oh. We should like get frames for all this stuff.
That's awesome.
See if I can get this guy here. I think I broke this pencil.
Why are you using a mechanical pencil?
I don't have a knife, man. That was like the closest thing I could find that was like...
It's not even sharp. It's not even sharp.
Holy shit. What a bounty. All right, I'm going to read this letter first.
Okay.
Hey, friendo, it's Pat here. I just want to start by saying you two are fucking awesome and never stop what you're doing. I started watching your 10... Look at his handwriting. It's so nice. I started watching your 10 for the Win videos a long time ago and have loved all the content you put out since then. When I realized you had a podcast all about wrestling, I kind of, in a way, marked out. I subscribed to the Going In Raw channel and got myself caught up and have listened since then nonstop. Then becoming a patron made it even better. So, like I said, all your content is a double talent. And never stop putting it out. Found a bunch of stuff recently. I want your friendos to have it. The board game was fun when I played it, but I don't know how it holds up. Maybe you guys could play it and make a video or something. The encyclopedia should be pretty useful for Kayfabe Corner.
Awesome.
Names I thought, and maybe tons of WWE Magazine trivia cards can help out Tuesdays. And show game. The posters are some I thought you'd like and could add to the sets along with the tag belt. And fuck the network, TLC 2009 on DVD for life. Just kidding. Sorry for the lengthy letter, you guys rock. Patrick Kid Corbin Sparks. I couldn't find the WWE title for the board game, sorry.
Thank you very much.
Goodness gracious, all sorts of great stuff in here. We got the WWE DVD board game.
Cool.
Right here.
We should play that sometime.
We've got, oh my goodness gracious.
We have a tag belt.
We've got some more posters here.
Oh, wow. Is that Randy Orton?
We've got this right here. That's great. And we've got Orton over here. So that's good stuff. We've got, I see the Nature Boy right here.
Yep.
Oh, look at this. What is that? The dirtiest player in the game. Right there. Flair. That's really cool. And then Flair right here. Look at that. Very cool.
That's cool.
And we've got the usual suspects. Look at Iron Cheeks on this one. Look at that. And then John Cena in a movie, fake movie poster. One man, one title shot. You can't see that.
Oh, is this for WrestleMania?
And then we've got, my goodness gracious, and the WWE Encyclopedia.
Wow.
My goodness. And then trivia cards. Well, thank you, Patrick.
Thank you very
this
much.
is amazing stuff. Thank you so much. That's great.
That was awesome.
I like that title right there.
Tag team title.
I like it. We co-hold the tag team title. Let's get to a video question from Patrick Sparks. And we'll roll it now.
Hey friendos, Pat here. My question for you today is, which WWE superstar do you think you relate to the most in terms of their personality, storylines, or whatever they do? Whether it be Sami Zayn, Cena, Owens, Styles, Ambrose. I just want to know who you think you relate to the most. Thanks, friendos.
Thanks for your question, Patrick, and thanks for all this bounty.
Yes, this is awesome.
What wrestler do you relate to the most?
Kevin Owens.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. His demeanor just seems comparable to my own.
Yeah, you're grumpy all the time. I'll tell you right now, I relate to Heath Slater because I got kids to feed. I like that new shirt of his. I got kids to feed, man. I need a contract. Because about almost 2 years ago, we needed a contract. Thank you very much, Patrick. And we've also got a video question from Jason the Cabbie, which is a holdover from yesterday. He sent it and we missed it. Yeah. So we're going to air it now.
Good morning, friendos. Jason the Cabbie here with a lot of questions about last night's Raw. But the one that burns the heaviest is this. On behalf of the millions and millions at home, is how is it that the Maivia family, the family that produced the most electrifying man in sports entertainment, also is the same family that produced Nia Jax and, if signs are to be believed, Roman Reigns.
Thanks, Jason. Thanks for that question. I think it's just a matter of genetics, to be honest with you, right? I mean, where does charisma come from? The Rock is like a once in a lifetime.
Yeah, it's kind of unfair to compare anybody to The Rock in terms of charisma.
Exactly. Like, he's the highest grossing actor right now in Hollywood.
Yep.
$65 million last year.
Yep.
And there's a reason for that, because his charisma is off the chart. I went to go see that earthquake movie, San Andreas.
Yeah.
And it's a thoroughly bad movie.
Yeah.
But it is so saved by him and Paul Giamatti taking his character really seriously. Really seriously. And it's thoroughly entertaining. It's a terrible movie, but they make it.
Yeah.
I actually like Nia Jax.
Yeah, I do too.
I like her quite a bit. And I think Roman Reigns has just been written poorly.
Yeah.
I think he's got all sorts of
Roman
charisma.
Reigns has charisma. He just, the promos he's been given just haven't suited him.
I am going to be really interested to see where Roman Reigns is 5 years from now. When he's got that experience behind him, you know? Or even like 10 years from now when he's like old like us.
Yeah.
You know, and he's had to deal with life.
Yeah.
You know? Then you just grow charisma. You know?
Yeah.
Because you stop giving a shit.
Yeah.
You know? And then, the Usos are good. So, I don't know. It's hard to compare to The Rock. Though.
Yes.
You know, he's The Rock.
As you said, off the charts.
Off the charts charisma. Yeah. I was watching in the WWE Vault in the collections, like the Path to the Rock and a bunch of his old. Remember he did like that interview with Jennifer Flowers? Mm-hmm. It was great. Mm-hmm. It made him. So
I have an idea for an in the show for SmackDown show.
Okay, all right.
Let's get a card.
We have it here. Okay. So let's do this now. What is this called? What is the game called that we're going to do here? The Greatest Wrestling Trivia Challenge.
We'll think about that. First, I'll ask you first.
Okay.
Let's go straight down the line.
Okay.
Mr. McMahon's first role on WWE TV was as a ring announcer.
Okay.
Which WWE Hall of Famer was his original broadcast partner?
Gorilla Monsoon.
Incorrect.
Oh, no.
Jesse the Body Ventura.
Oh, no. My second guess would have been Freddie Blassie. What finisher is named after 18th century British war hero Admiral Horatio Nelson?
Oh, the full Nelson.
Yeah, okay.
One for me. I'm up 1-0.
Shit.
Your second question. Who was the first WWE superstar to lend his voice to The Simpsons?
First WWE superstar. I'll say Bret Hart.
Correct.
Okay, I get one. 1-1. Which current ECW superstar worked as a stunt double for David Arquette in the film Ready to Rumble?
Oh, shoot.
Okay, it says what current ECW superstar, but I can clarify for you. He was in WCW, WWE. I'm sorry, WCW. He was in all three of them at some point or another.
But at the time, he was in ECW.
Okay, can I just say this though, because that's a total. It's current ECW is when God knows who was in ECW.
I know.
Okay, so do not think this is like an ECW.
No, I know they mean WWE's version of ECW.
He's best known for his time in WWF. I'll just tell you that.
Shoot. Stunt double for David Arquette.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the chat's blowing up with all the answers over there, and I can't see it.
Hold on, let me see. No. Nobody's getting it.
Sean Stasiak.
No, good answer, though. No, it was oddly enough the Hurricane. Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah. All right, 1-1. In 2002, who was the first champion under the new company name WWE?
In 2002, who was the... Oh, wow, okay.
Man, these last two questions are really easy.
When they change over, I'm going to say Jericho.
Hulk Hogan.
Fuck, that was my second answer. Huh, okay. Let's see. Did you know that?
No.
Okay. Which former World Tag Team Champions were also Tough Enough competitors?
John Morrison and The Miz.
Very good. Very good.
2-1.
Okay.
You're going to get these last two.
Oh, no. Maybe not.
No, you will.
Okay.
Name the two superstars who battled in the first ever Hell in the Cell match.
Oh, Undertaker and Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Okay.
2-2.
Okay. At 2005 SummerSlam, Rey Mysterio defeated Eddie Guerrero in a ladder match to win what unusual prize?
So it wasn't a belt. It has to be something that you can hang from. Was it Ray's mask?
No. I could give you a hint.
No, my answer is Ray's mask.
No. If I said over the top.
You mean arm wrestling thing?
No, man. It was for custody of Mysterio's son.
Oh man. It's terrible.
I actually knew that one.
No. It's 2-2, right?
You just said it was 2-1.
But then you got one right.
I got what right? So we're tied. We're tied up now.
You'll get this one right. Though.
Okay.
Which superstar was not a member of the NWO? Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, or Sting?
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Okay. That's stupid.
Yeah.
Name the original manager of the Legion of Doom.
The one I know is Paul Ellering.
Very good. We're tied.
Or the only one I know before Sonny was there.
All right. Let's see. All right. That's good. Patrick, thank you very much for that stuff. And thanks everybody for hanging out. We've got 980 people watching right now. So thank you all very much for hanging out and watching with us. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate you guys getting us to this point where at 100 episodes, we're doing pretty damn well for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you everybody out there. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.